Thank you. That's hello and namaste, and thank you for joining this session, even though it's the really middle of the lunch time. So, actually, I thought it was the middle of the lunch time that nobody came in here. So I'm really worried about this, those kinds of a moment. But I feel like it's really lots of people and they're still coming in. So I'm really happy to see that all the person. And also, you know what, this is one of the beginning session, even the security. So I'm normally I don't say that like these words, but I'm guaranteed to say that it's really valuable and then insightful session. That's what I want to say that, yes, first. And you say the title is the Enhanced Kubernetes Security with this is common expression languages. So as I said, the security is really hard to know, hard to implementation, but if you use that the CEL, maybe you are very easy to enhancement your Kubernetes security is better. Yeah, so CEL logo is like this. Oh yeah, I don't know that why is this, move it to like that. Yeah, CEL logo is like this. Yeah, and also I want to say that the CEL, and you may already know that there is another security project, which it is the OPA gateway, OPA gatekeeper, and then Kubernetes. It is really popular and really robust to the Kubernetes security, but I want to say that or I will be compared with this CEL and the OPA gatekeeper and then Kubernetes, and then I will show that this what is some better or what time is this not good with the ways. Anyhow, this I will be compared with those kinds of projects. Before I start here, I think someone may know, but most of you don't know who I am. So I'm the Hoon, and then I got a speeches from last years in Chicago for the Quick Clock, the right. Yeah, see that the right side is the bottom side is gonna be the speeches. Quick Clocks from the Chicago, and then the middle of this above them is this. I'm gonna be the speeches at the Hong Kong KubeCon for the LLM or SLM with this KLS GPT thing. So I'm the one of the talkative person, and then I go to the speeches several times before. And then in Korea, actually I'm from the South Korea. I'm really lots of the speech in Korea, but anyhow, this globally KubeCon I got us 2 times. And also you can see that I'm CNCF ambassador, and then I thought this is not many of the person in the Cube astronaut in here. Yeah, it's really lots of the person. Yeah, lots of engineer and developers, the Cube astronaut, but I'm the one of them. Yeah, that's who I am. Yes, shortly say that. And intro is, yes, actually I want to be the jump into this really actual content, but you know what? This really AI era. So frankly speaking, I don't like those kinds of AI era, because when I meet to the engineer or developers that, we don't do nothing to do that. If we're at the AI era, so those kinds of period, we don't do anything to do. But I think, especially the security part, yes, engineer and developer do many things to do, because security have to understand the human being. Yes, I think it is a strange or awkward thing, but the human being is really highly vulnerabilities backed. Actually, you may know or not, this Kevin McTenney is really famous, is legendary. There's a hacker. He's using that phone or others, not using the computer, hacking this as the social engineering. So he said that the human is really highly vulnerabilities as a fact. And the other point is that I'm not sure that you see that you watch that this drama, whether or not. Well, I watched that 3-body problem. The drama said, actually this is maybe I do not spoil all of the contents, but the main content is the alien invading Earth. Yes, yeah, I can say that the alien invades the Earth, and then this alien is really high technical, some alien, and they use the nano, and then they are surveillances all of some human being, and then do whatever. So protecting any kinds of thing to do. So human can be against to the alien. The one of the way is the world facer. World facer meaning is that world facers get us some really superpower to anything to do without permission. So alien's perspective of human, what can he or she do? It cannot be estimated. It cannot be guessed. So alien cannot be this human beings inside it, so it cannot be the protecting, or it cannot be the, some prohibited something to do. So it means that AI, even though errors, so humans inside the human minds doesn't understand, and also security, especially things, mainly understand the humans activity. After that, security is enabled is a good way to go. That's what I want to say at this. These days, or today's my topic is the CEL is really meaningful at this moment. Even though AI era, we know the little code. Actually, this CEL is really easy to learn, easy to implement, as I said. But we know that the CEL, even though the AI era. Yeah, that's what I would point at. This people the intro said. So, CEL, maybe it's very simple to understand. CEL spec is like this. It's gonna be implementing this Kubernetes part. Anyhow, this is very similar. There's a two part. One is the construction, the other is a condition. There's only two parts. So you can see that the object construction part is common, have geopoint, and geopoint have a two key value. One key value is the latitude, and the value is that 10.0, and longitude value is the minus 5.5. And using those kinds of construction, condition make it the Boolean result, true or false. Yeah, that's how you understand what is a CEL and how is it work. So I'm gonna show you some example how is it implemented in the Kubernetes part. First, here's the this Kubernetes manifest is the construction part. I think here is we are Kubican or KC CNC, so you may understand this spec, right? So here is the spec, and then there's many kinds of some items. But the host network true is the one that I marked at the yellow point. So spec and host network, I will use that to make it a CEL expressions in here. You can see that this here. It looks like it's very similar to some RBACs. This is very similar mechanism for the RBAC. And then you can see that there's a point at the blue-yellow. The expression is that this object spec host network is not, it's okay. And also, it's the double pipe is that the OR. And object spec host network is not true, okay. Yeah, that's very simple to understand. There is just only booleans, true or not. Yeah, and use that just automatically the generations manifest in the Kubernetes. So it is very simple to use and simple to implementations. Yes. And I think someone who is curious about the history of some CEL to implement it in Kubernetes, so I'm summarizing all of them from the starting point and the ending point is the GA. Actually, the GA is the version 1.3. It will be the GA for that validations actually things. So I'm summarizing for all of the history for some CEL points at this time. And CEL is just for working construction and conditions thing. How is it implementing to the Kubernetes? Actually, it's a framework such as that, but it need to use the automation control thing. Yeah, automation control, actually this looks like a very difficult. Actually, when I see that the automation control, yes, a little bit, few months or years ago, it looks like really difficult because it used the webhook. But these days, the change. Yeah, automation controllers, it was released from the 2019, but we are currently this year is 2024, so it is changed, not totally changed, it's just maybe the advanced. So this diagram said that's API plus the SCD, the mechanism. So first, API request to the website, API request to the API HTTP handler, and then authentication and authorization. I already said that last years I got the speechy, there's some authentication and authorization by the Quick Lock at the Kubican Chicago. So if you are wondering or if you are curious about this authentication authorizations mechanism, those kinds of the video maybe have. And the other thing is, The other thing is this automation control here and here. The validations automation control and mutating automation control site. These kinds of automation control implementing by CEL. Yeah, that's pointed this. So here is the API version. API version automation control validation thing is that actually the validating automation policy is version 1 from the, I already said that version 1.30. But mutation is just burst. Yeah, I mean that is from the 1.30 get a burst, so it means that the version 1, alpha 1, and there's a just for under construction part. And I already said that it is one of the beginning sessions, so I would like to explain what is automation control site. There's two parts: validation automation, validating automation, and then mutating automation part. I want to be this abstraction or some. I want to be this explain this more simple or some effective example. So validation automation thing is a kind of some checklist. So if you read this object spec, host network is not true. Okay, as I said, it's just for checklist, and then validating whether or not by the Booleans mechanism. And mutating is under control, under construction part, but it looks like it's alpha. So even though I wrote this, I would like to explain this because it's one of the beginning session. It's kind of some recommendation by the SRE or some maybe the administrators engineer side. So you may know that this image tag have a latest. It means that it doesn't need to run every time to the pool. So image pool policy not have to be, but really highly recommended if not presented. So it is automatically or a little bit forced to change when you are the apply or the created one object or resource that it is automatically changed by SRE or administrator's requests or implementing the mutating. So validating and mutating automation control is like working like this. And also, it will be binding. If you want to like RBAC, you know that some cluster role or other role, it need to implementing binding purpose. So automation, validating automation policies or mutating automation policy work like the same mechanism. Because the Kubernetes, we are very familiar to the bindings something or binding to the implemented Kubernetes cluster or Kubernetes environment. So it's the same mechanism. And I would like to summarizing or infograph for the how is the maturity. As I said, at this version from the version 1.3, the automation validating automation policies is the GA. It means that it can be used at the production level. And mutating automation policies just from the burst, get a burst from the some version 1.3. So in my guess, you can see that this whole infograph, maybe 2025, maybe end of the 2025, mutating automation policy will be GA as I guess. Just guess. You can see that there's a whole picture, and then you may know that there's just version released at every quarter, similar approximately. So I guess that the mutating automation policy will be GA the end of the 2025. By the mutations of infography. And also from the beginning side, I would like to compare with this OPA gatekeeper and others thing. So I'm summarizing like this text. Because as I said at the beginning part, the text is so many things. So I want to say that a little less of the text, but I want to point at this 2 plus 1, actually, 2 plus 1. One thing is that native KS automation policy, validating automation policy doesn't need to any things. Actually, when you use that the OPA gatekeeper and the others Kibernano, you should be deployed at the CRD. I prepare another some session that is actually I'm really want to use that just native purpose. Someone who is a really big fan for the CRD, but I'm really I'm really opposite side. I don't like it actually the CRD because CRD is yeah, consuming the resource, and then CRD make it as a system is more complexity that I think. So it doesn't need to do any kinds of CRD. And the other thing is that learning curve is really low. It means that you can implement it, you can use after this session and go back your home or go back your office, you can directly implementing whatever you want, actually, when you use that the CEL. But you know that there's some gatekeeper and then Kubernetes, you need to know about the, some grammar things. So that's what I want to say, that the CEL is really great. And as I said, the +1. Mutating, anyhow, this is alpha level. It cannot be used at this time, but maybe there's the 2025 next year. It will be maybe beta and GA system. And I want to compare, yes, the gatekeepers. Gatekeepers originally their language is that the Lego, and then gatekeeper also there are provided the CEL. So you can be compared with this Lego between the Lego and the CEL. You can see that the whole thing is working same as proposed that. But in my guess, I thought this CEL is more simple. Simple expression, simple understanding, but Lego maybe have to understand, if you want to understand the Lego or use that, you have to study few period, yeah, just few period. It just depends on person. I need to let this really lots of time, but someone who is really talented, maybe he or she understand it just few hours, but I'm not that person. So CEL is very simple compared with this Lego. And how about the Kubernetes? Kubernetes, yes, looks like very simple, but anyhow, is need to let some grammars purpose. But CEL is just CEL. And native KDS is the same as that. So I want to compare whole project within the CEL like this. I will give it to the 3 or 5 seconds. You can find out this the totally exactly same text over there. In my guess, yeah, everybody can be pointed that, oh, there's a really totally same that. Yes, here, CEL. OPA gatekeeper, Kubernetes support to CEL, and even native KDS support to CEL. So you can use that, or you can learn the CEL. Actually, it's not run just for use that. It doesn't need to learn. And now that if you are using the CEL, you can implement any kind, not any, within the 3 project. You can use that the 3 project. You can use the CEL same purpose that. I'm not sure the why is this, clipping out anyhow this. Yeah. So same CEL, you can be implementing some OPA gatekeeper or Kubernetes or native KDS things. It's the QR set. The QR is one of the sample for the same mechanism, and then there is an app. I want to the demo within those kinds of things, but it needs really lots of time, and also I want to show up that something is more commercial things. So I'm gonna use that some GCP and the GK thing for the demo purpose, that how they use that the CEL. And maybe I'm not sure that this AWS and Azure, so there will be same mechanism. There will be maybe the implementing the CEL for their more securable their environment too. But anyhow, today I'm preparing the GK side. And also the great thing is that it's not clear. Sorry. And also, it is a good thing for in here. I heard about this. Here is many kinds of some attendees, the students. So I'm not the student actually. That I don't have a budget, and I use that as some free tier. If you're the student, and then you can use that the free tier, and then testing same as my ones. Yeah, I think it is very thankful to provide some GCP. Yeah, and also I'm already provided this 2 GK for the another purpose, and you know that this if you're this more stable the GK or EKS or AKS whatever, so they have to protecting the API server, because the API server one of the main gateway, and then it have to be protected their system. So one of the some settings in here. Okay, just for will. Yes, because it's the limited some resource, so I just change the part. I'm change the node is one, and here is that there's only maybe you cannot see here. You can see enable authorized network only means that there's only some network can be connected to the API. As far as I know, the EKS and AKS and other some CSP provide the same mechanism. So in here, we can be enable and then add to some authorized network. But you know what? It's some shorter network. Shorter and shorter network is better for the security purpose. So if you provide it just for 24 byte and 24 bits subnettings, it means that it more vulnerable. I mean that there is a weak point. So we have to be protecting to just provided that like it is some 32 or other more smaller some network things. So it can provide it, but my point is that okay. Yeah, it's something different. So I will show another one. Hello. Hello. Okay, I will use another network for testing purpose. Yes. This kinds of submitting and creating is a more vulnerable system. So we have to be protecting those kinds of using that 24 or others. I suggest to only use the 32 subnetting bit. So how can I do that? First, we need to know about this, as I said, the constructions. How is this construction? There's some mechanism. No. I mean that there's some construction, some organization. So GCP provided some asset inventory from under the IAM and admin. So in here, there is several information and resource in here. And I already provided this only, here is the access 32-bit only. So I'm searching that here's 32 bits. And then there is some cluster in here. And then there is lots of the metadata. So yeah, lots of the metadata. And then I think here's some CIDR's blocks included. So this meaning is that master authorization network have CIDR network, CIDR block, and CIDR blocks has a map and 0 and CIDR blocks. So I use this kinds of thing, putting some protecting the system. So I found that there's some metadata, and then GCP provided this organized policy to implementing this kinds of thing. So I'm created this new one, new constraints. Here's the custom constraint. Custom constraint is a very similar mechanism that I use the validating automation policies things. The display name is that something us network. And this. Here's the cluster. Yes, containers, cluster, and then create it and deny. The point is that condition, I already created this here. Could you see that? I already said that resource must authorize the network config, and then side blocks exist, and value is end with this 32. Yes. Looks like very simple to understand and use that very simple. Oops. So I'm putting it in here and then save and created constraint. And it have to be this enable. So I move to the direct dry run and then manage the dry run policy and add policy enablement. And there's a two-way set dry run policy, but I'm going to be the set policy directly for we are testing purpose that. And here is the enable. After that, I want to create it another for testing purpose that. Is it really protected, whether or not? Yeah, test again. And networking. Here's the authorized network, and I would like to add the more network. Here's IP. Oops. Yes, I'm applied it and then try to create. But it can't. It denied by the, so I'm already applied at this cell. So it called the GCP, the organized policy. So you are very easy to and quick to implement it, even the CSP, service, cloud service provider, which is a GCP. And as I expected, AWS or Azure is the very same mechanism to the implementing for their own some purpose. And maybe Openshift and others or IKS is similar as a mechanism. So, okay, I will check one more thing. We want to be at the 32. Yeah. 32 will be work because it's the, I want to just for constraint it only to 34. Yeah, because is this the, yeah, the resource have a problem. I think I need to change the region.
Yeah, but it's a different error.
Yeah. I need to, because I'm pre-tier. Yeah, pre-tier has a really lack of the resource. Yeah. Anyhow, it doesn't show up to anymore. The constraint is a problem. Is submitting as gonna be the work. Yeah, so CEL, I said, is very simple to use and simple to implementations. So I'm really suggest to use that CEL, and I would like to summarize for because it's a beginning session and it's my style is I want to be that some insightful message to you. So I'm summarizing. What is the best way or what is the best choice for your status? First, oops. I'm not sure why this looks like that. Yeah, there is a 3-point OPA, gatekeeper, and then Kubernetes and CEL. If you are the validating the first time, validating automation policies the first time, I'm really highly recommended to use that the CEL because I'm already show up to the demo and then I'm preparing another demo in here. Yes, another demo is in here. So you can be using the demo, maybe you understand what I talk. So I'm highly recommended when you are first to join it or first to implementing security enhancement for security, yeah, validating automation policy used by the CEL. And the others, if you are already used at the validating automation policy, by the OPA gatekeeper or Kubernetes, I think the sustain is okay, yeah, because it doesn't need to change at this time. But in the future, who knows that? Maybe I would like to recommend it to you that in the future change, but if you already use that, yes, it's okay. And if you are really new to the mutating admission policy, Kubernetes one of the maturity project, because the Kubernetes one of the first time to starting the mutating, and then there's more reference informations compared with these others. If you are waiting for this in years, or if you are waiting for the little bit more, CEL is one of the best way to, because it's very simple to understand, simple to use, same as the validating. So if it depends on your situation. And last one is if you already mutating automation policy, yeah, it is the same as that some validating automation policy, because at this moment you don't need to change actually, yes, because there is the same purpose. In my perspective or in my personal opinion, that if you read this, the important thing is that the goal. How is this reached to implementing eventually, and then if it impacted the way to go is it depends on there some organized, but it is not important. Yeah, the result is very important. But anyhow, the CEL is very easy to go, easy to implement when it's your first time. So that's the reason why I'm preparing this talk. And then hopefully you may understand, or you may agree this is my opinion, and hopefully you have insightful information or got some information from here. Yeah, thank you so you're listening. Even though it's really good value over lunch time. Thank you so much. Yep. Am I wearing? Hello? Yeah, okay. Maybe he doesn't have any guideline. I think it's one of the question times. So if you have a question about the CEL or relative things, yeah, I'm really welcome to the questions. Yep. I think Mike is over there.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So in the admission controller phase, there is a object schema validation. So where that schema is being stored and how that validation is happening?
Sorry, I cannot hear you exactly that. So if you don't mind.
Can you go to the admission controller phase slide?
Okay, sure, yeah. Which slide?
Admission controller phase.
Understood.
First one.
This one?
Yeah. So that object schema validation. So where that schema is being stored and how it's getting validated, basically.
Sorry, this is really, I cannot understand it.
So object schema validation.
Yep.
So where is that schema is being stored? It must be getting stored somewhere, right?
Actually, I do not prepare this object schema the validation, so this is another some topic. So
okay, no
I cannot be responsive to what you want to that.
No issues. Thank
Sorry.
you.
I prepare, as you know, that there's only for the mutating and then some validating things. So maybe object schema is another some validating. So yeah, I think it need to do the research about that.
Sure, no problem. Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah, I think, yes, it's not public question. Maybe after that, probably someone came to here and then we're going to talk each other's. Yeah. Thank you for your listening. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. 안 뽑히는데?